quantity,
量、数量。
quantity. We bought a large quantity of rice for the party. We bought a large quantity of rice for the party. Rough,
荒い、大雑把な。
rough. The road was rough and bumpy. The road was rough and bumpy. Lie,
嘘をつく。
lie. I can't lie to my best friend. I can't lie to my best friend. Material,
材料、物質。
material. The material used in this shirt is very soft. The material used in this shirt is very soft. Derive,
引き出す、導き出す。
derive. The word cherry is derived from the Old French word cerise. The word cherry is derived from the Old French word cerise. Capacity,
容量、能力。
capacity. This stadium has a seating capacity of 50,000. This stadium has a seating capacity of 50,000. Distant,
遠い、離れた。
distant. She lives in a distant village. She lives in a distant village. Notion,
概念、考え。
notion. The notion of freedom varies from culture to culture. The notion of freedom varies from culture to culture. Destroy,
破壊する、滅ぼす。
destroy. The hurricane destroyed many homes. The hurricane destroyed many homes. Survey,
調査、外観。
survey. They conducted a survey to gather opinions. They conducted a survey to gather opinions. Establish,
設立する、確立する。
establish. The company was established in 1990. The company was established in 1990. Reward,
報酬、褒美。
reward. He worked without hope of reward. He worked without hope of reward. Effective,
効果的な、有効な。
effective. This medicine is very effective. This medicine is very effective. Decade,
10年間、10年。
decade. The project took nearly a decade to complete. The project took nearly a decade to complete. Obviously.
明らかに、はっきりと。
Obviously. He is obviously the best candidate for the job. He is obviously the best candidate for the job. Stare.
じっと見る、凝視する。
Stare. She stared at the painting for a long time. She stared at the painting for a long time. Effect.
効果、影響。
Effect. The new policy had an immediate effect. The new policy had an immediate effect. Association.
関連、境界。
Association. She is a member of the music association. She is a member of the music association. Proof.
証拠、立証。
Proof. Do you have any proof of your claims? Do you have any proof of your claims? Disappear.
消える、見えなくなる。
Disappear. The plane disappeared from the radar. The plane disappeared from the radar. Govern.
統治する、支配する。
Govern. The king governed the country wisely. The king governed the country wisely. Enormous.
巨大な、莫大な。
Enormous. The house has an enormous garden. The house has an enormous garden. Demand.
要求する、必要とする。
Demand. The job demands a lot of physical strength. The job demands a lot of physical strength. Fail.
失敗する、落ちる。
Fail. She failed the exam, despite studying hard. She failed the exam, despite studying hard. Replace.
取り替える、交換する。
Replace. They plan to replace the old equipment. They plan to replace the old equipment. Hesitate.
ためらう、躊躇する。
Hesitate. He hesitated before answering the question. He hesitated before answering the question. Anxiety.
不安、心配。
Anxiety. She felt a lot of anxiety before the interview. She felt a lot of anxiety before the interview. emerge,
出現する、現れる。
emerge. A new trend is beginning to emerge. A new trend is beginning to emerge. Value,
価値、評価。
value. What is the value of this antique? What is the value of this antique? Criticism,
批判、批評。
criticism. His criticism was harsh but fair. His criticism was harsh but fair. Temperature,
温度、気温。
temperature. The temperature dropped significantly last night. The temperature dropped significantly last night. Responsible,
責任がある、信頼できる。
responsible. She is responsible for the project. She is responsible for the project. Philosophy,
哲学、心情。
philosophy. His philosophy on life is quite unique. His philosophy on life is quite unique. Device,
装置、デバイス。
device. This device can store thousands of songs. This device can store thousands of songs. Nuclear,
核の、核兵器の。
nuclear. They are discussing nuclear energy. They are discussing nuclear energy. Considerable,
かなりの、相当な。
considerable. There was a considerable amount of work to do. There was a considerable amount of work to do. Crowd,
群衆、人混み。
crowd. The crowd cheered as the team scored a goal. The crowd cheered as the team scored a goal. Ignore,
無視する、見落とす。
ignore. He ignored the warning signs. He ignored the warning signs. Closely,
綿密に、接近して。
closely. She followed his instructions closely. She followed his instructions closely. Peculiar,
奇妙な、独特な。
peculiar. His behavior is a bit peculiar, but he's a nice person. His behavior is a bit peculiar, but he's a nice person. Confusion,
混乱、困惑。
confusion. The situation caused a lot of confusion among the members. The situation caused a lot of confusion among the members. Profession.
職業、専門。
Profession. She chose teaching as her profession. She chose teaching as her profession. Servant.
召使い、使用人。
Servant. The servant carefully polished the silverware. The servant carefully polished the silverware. Delicate.
繊細な、微妙な。
Delicate. The glass is very delicate, so handle it with care. The glass is very delicate, so handle it with care. Recognition.
認識、承認。
Recognition. He received recognition for his hard work. He received recognition for his hard work. External.
外部の、外面的な。
External. The external walls of the house need to be painted. The external walls of the house need to be painted. Neglect.
無視する、放置する。
Neglect. The garden had been neglected for years. The garden had been neglected for years. Tide.
潮、潮流。
Tide. The tide is high, so swimming is not safe now. The tide is high, so swimming is not safe now. Swallow.
飲み込む、耐える。
Swallow. He managed to swallow a large pill. He managed to swallow a large pill. Portion.
部分、一部。
Portion. She ate only a small portion of her meal. She ate only a small portion of her meal. Suburb.
郊外、住宅地。
Suburb. They bought a house in a quiet suburb. They bought a house in a quiet suburb.